just to give you a little bit of perspective, the company is an owner-managed business. So there's basically 5 partners in the company. We all had worked with each other previously in different companies. My background was in the orthopedic implant space, so I ran J&J's DePuy business in Northern Europe. So I came from that side. Some of the other guys came from a more sort of rehab side and sports medicine. But over the past 7 or 8 years now, we've built the business up from very humble beginnings to a point where now today we're in about 25 countries around the world. Our headquarters in Europe are based in the south of France, in Nice, which is a great place to go, but it's also where we have our kind of HQ and sort of central functions. We got the business moving in Asia back in 2016, and we do a lot of our technology development, a lot of our rapid prototyping and manufacturing in South Korea. And if you've ever been there, you'll know just how dynamic a sort of group of people they are. It's almost American can-do with Japanese attention to detail, with very, very sort of fast turnarounds. We're still relatively new in the UK. We founded the business back in 2017. And since that time, we've built up about 100 UK centres, and that's across clinics, hospitals. Brendan with University of Northampton was the first uni to come on board with us. But we're pretty well known in the pro sport environment, in football, rugby, UK athletics, EIS, etc. And then we've got about 12 training centres across the UK and Ireland where a lot of our technologies are taught in a peer-to-peer environment. I'm a commercial guy, so the whole purpose of sharing today is to kind of get you into the environment that we like to work in, which is this peer-to-peer environment. We sort of got FDA approval for our core technologies back in September 2017, and excuse me, I'm very fortunate to be working with the orthopedic implant teams pre-op and post-op at Hospital for Special Surgery, Mayo Clinic in Florida, Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. So we have I think we've built up a really nice kind of group of opinion leading centers that have come on board with us. And so if you add all that up, we're now at about 7,000 clinics and hospitals and sports teams internationally, and probably quite well known for the pro sports side of things, about 300 teams now. And that's across football, rugby, cycling, athletics, diving, triathlon, etc. So that's kind of a little bit of our history. What we have done is tried to build the business on the basis of 3 core principles, so around education, around innovation, and around service. And as I said earlier, it's an owner-managed business, so whenever you're dealing with us, we hope you would feel that difference in being engaged with people that have a real stake in the game. But a lot of what we do is built from the academy side, which is basically physios, chiropractors, sports medicine doctors who've all come into whatever one of our technologies and do the teaching. And we found that to be an effective way to communicate what we're trying to do. Very quickly, and I'm just throwing this out there, I'm not going to go into the detail, but when people come in to start working with us, we have a ladder approach to the training. So we might start with what we call My Start, which is a kind of a get to know 3 or 4 different applications, and 6 or 9 months later, we might come back and build around the practice so that we expand it from 4 or 5 patients out of 10 walking through the door up to 9 out of 10. So, and then we would develop that forward, whereby after 12 months to 18 months, we pull together the expert groups, and you're sharing information with each other all the time. We're pretty much in the background. We had all that planned for September this year, but we all know what's happened. So we're going to kind of continue to use some of these forums to educate, but hopefully we get back to one-on-one or groups of people training and being involved with each other. just where we're at, the core principles around what we do. We'll talk about WINBACK therapy today. We'll talk about the smart cuffs, blood flow restriction today. Therapy is a combination therapy of manual skills, progressive loading, and active dynamic recovery alongside a technology. And we'll speak a little bit of that. Gareth will talk a little bit more on that. But we've also got involved quite heavily with blood flow restriction because we watched it for many years, and we just didn't see a product that could come into the clinic world at an affordable level that would have all of the benefits that you see in some of the systems like Delphi, etc. So with smart cuffs, we've taken that on as a European product, and we've got about 25 centres now in the UK. And then most recently, next generation Biodex, which is our ISOForce system, which is a German technology. And what they've done is they've taken all of the, let's call it, all of the informatics that was quite cumbersome in the kind of the older Biodex systems, and kind of brought them into the modern world. So data is very fast, it's platform shareable, all those kind of good things. So that just gives you a little bit of a background on us